Good evening, good morning. Thank you, everybody who is joining, watching Joey. The link will be available soon if you wish to click it. Well, thanks for turning up. Kirsty, I think it is. I think we deciphered it as Kirsty. And I don't know if we got it right, but
it was Kirsty.
Good evening, Kirsty. Everybody say good evening, Kirsty. So tonight I decided to leave tonight down to a poll. And since I've started now, you've not done the poll, I'm going to go end the poll. Because at the moment it is the apothecary. In fact, I can show it, can I? Is that your screen? Share. Good evening, Beaky. Good evening. So it is at the moment a choice between the Phobos Lieutenant and the apothecary biolog. I can never say the other word. That is
Biologus.
Bio what?
Biologus.
Biologus. Right, okay. So apothecary biologus and the Phobos Lieutenant. And seeing as it is a tie at the moment, and I couldn't vote on my own thing, so my son was really disappointed that I couldn't vote for the one that he wanted to go for. However, it's tied, so my son getting designing vote, and it's been the Phobos Lieutenant this evening. So that falls into that hole.
I painted it white.
Well, there is that. I don't have to worry about painted in white, which I don't. Well, he won't be going white anyway. I think I'm actually going to go with a green for him. I think we'll like the idea of green for him.
All right. Okay. So different to the rest of your army.
Yeah. So it'll still stand out. It just won't be white against a black army. It'll be green within a black. It'll be kind of green with white shoulder pads in a black and blue army. So it will still stand out quite contrasted compared to the rest of the army, but not in the same.
Fair enough. I suppose it looks like.
Good evening, Snow.
Scrubs.
Thank you for coming. By the way, did Sam win anything this evening? And Buzzard, by the way, thank you very much.
No, he didn't actually. That's 2 weeks in a row.
Sam, you didn't win something.
No, he hasn't won anything.
You look, mate. You must give it to me and accidentally on that one.
I think
that was.
I think he's saving his luck for the Space Marines next week.
Oh, what is it? A full Space Marine collection next week?
No, it's the entire Space Marine release.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So a box of the Assault Marines, the Jump Captain, whatever.
Oh, I thought you said full boss.
No, a full box.
Yeah, but one of everything coming out on the release.
Yeah. Usually, what channels would usually do as a giveaway or as a promotion on each time it comes out.
To be fair, Sam
access to it.
Sam did win one of the instant wins for that, so technically he has already won next week.
So some of the instant wins have already gone as well. Jeez.
At least that one, yeah. I think that's the only one.
Are you using a different mic than normal? And I'm supposed to be.
I'm using my headphones, my headset.
All right, okay. I'm also supposed to be doing this. I did forget. For those who've never seen my streams before, I do.
Hello, everyone.
I do have people. I do give the chance for certain people to come up with me. So that means that the stream doesn't necessarily always carry a model-related theme. So
yes, it's gone in completely different directions in the past before.
So yeah, we'll see. The link's now pinned because I did, so we'll put it up just in case. Because I did see Joey was in there, and I've not spoken to Joey for quite a long time, and I do. Well, I would like to speak to him again. Times have not crossed paths appropriately. So I shall put that out there if he wishes to come up as well. But yeah, what was I saying before I got interrupted? And good evening, Lee.
I don't remember. But yeah. I would like to say if Dom Starchild, I can't remember his name in the Discord, but Dom, your commission or his commission, if he's not here, that's what I'm working on now, which is a Blood Bowl team of orcs.
Blood Bowl team of orcs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Orcs from Blood Team. Blood Bowl, sorry.
See, Blood Bowl's a game it's never took my interest because of the American football team. That I've played Speedball, the computer game, which is essentially Blood Bowl but without the fantasy setting.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand what it is. It's never struck my fancy, but it's supposed to be quite a fun game.
It is. I've seen a game of it played before, and it was fun to watch. It's just not something I personally would want to collect and play it myself. But watching people play is fun.
Well, it kind of obviously 40k is a big faff. Playing a 2,000 point game of 40k is a big faff. All right, it took us 2 streams because I was getting used to the interface as well as a new.
Yeah, you say that. I played a game the other day and it only lasted 2 hours. So
yeah, as I said, not only was I getting used to a new interface, I was also getting used to a new set of rules. So it took longer because it was more of a learning curve for me than us just being able to play a game because we both know what we're doing.
Yeah,
I think I was talking to Buzzard about this, and so to do it if we was to have more games, it would become an easier thing for us to do.
It would,
and quicker.
Absolutely. Now you know what you're doing on tabletop, you know.
Well, no, I've got a better idea on tabletop. I still don't know what I'm doing to the degree that I'm comfortable. In all honesty, if I was to do a tabletop one again, I would prefer to record it and edit it so I can get. Tabletop Simulator is great for the fact that you can get the camera down and get the shots off. So, for instance, you can move the camera down and get the shot off over the guy's shoulder as he's making the shot and seeing through the terrain. And in the corner, you can put the dice rolls, what hit, what missed, and you could see the models being removed away from the point of the table, rather than to make it a little more cinematic, as opposed to looking just over the top of the table and move this, move that, move that. Try and make it more cinematic, but to do that whilst playing is difficult.
So you would not want to do it live stream. You would just want to record it and.
Well, to do it live stream, it would be a 3-person job. Maybe at least a 3-person job. One would be
spectator.
No, essentially a spectator controls the camera. So it would control the camera that's being displayed on the live stream. Yeah. So when I declare my attack, the person controlling the camera would go down and take the point of view of that unit that's taking the attack. In your corner would be your dice tray, my corner would be my dice tray. So it almost like we'd have to run it through something like, "Good evening, Domstar. Good evening. Did you say you wanted Domstar to call in?"
Oh yeah, hello, welcome. Your orcs being painted.
So while I waffle on for a minute and I'm doing any painting, there's your orcs being painted, Domstar, by the way. So yeah, using Tabletop Simulator as a visual aid, so the third person would zoom down and have a look at what was happening on the tabletop. So you would see the rolls being made from the corners, the unit that's shooting in the direction that's shooting, and the casualties being pinged off. As the next thing gets resolved, he would zoom down but the person would have to be very good at the interface and know what they're doing.
That's a good idea. Yeah, like I want to do my games for Cityscape on there. Like if people want to challenge me for a game to win credit, you know.
Tabletop Simulator is available. Well, let's answer this question first of all. Where you get it, it's available on Steam if you've got PC. That's where I have it. I think it's not usually too much. About £15.
Well, it was about £15 when I bought it last month.
Yeah, and then it's plugins from there though. It's a lot of mods. It's a lot of additional work thereafter.
It's not really. It's really not.
Well, depending on what you want to do.
There's one mod that I
That's
downloaded. That was it.
shouting, I think. So I might be getting told to shut up in a minute. I think my personal volume's gone up without me realizing it.
All right, but no, there's one mod that you can download that includes
That's
everything in one package.
that's only if you're limiting Tabletop Simulator to Warhammer 40,000. If you want to play Necromunda,
Oh yeah.
or
If
if
you
you
just
want to
wanted
play
40k,
any
yeah.
other, I mean, you can play D&D on the damn thing. You can play Necromunda on it. You can play so much. Paint on the camera. Oh yeah. Good idea, mate. I do need to paint on the camera, but I'm not painting at the minute. I do need to get back to painting though. But I need to let him dry a little bit because I just covered him in black contrast paint because he was pretty much all white. I really, really overdid the dry brushing on him. Not as badly as the spraying went on him for a Zenithal because it completely naffed up because I had the paint consistency wrong. But yeah, I really overbrushed him. You can see it so much on the gun. So I've got to wait for this paint to dry. So that's why I'm chatting complete crap at the minute. Well, not complete crap, but I'm talking as opposed to painting. But Tabletop Simulator, you can run loads of things. It's great. I just need to.
It's pretty much unlimited what you can run on it.
Yeah. It's essentially, it gives you a tabletop. What do you want to play on it? Go ahead and play it. You can find somebody else who wants to play it. So if you have a game, it's even great.
I've seen people play Marvel run on it, mini golf, Monopoly. You can play Connect 4 on it if you really wanted to, but you can do anything and play 40k on it, and it's exactly the same as if you're playing it on the table against someone else in real life.
It's not.
For all intents and purposes.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, it is. The interface compared to real life is clunky.
Well, of course,
but
there's no interface in real life. You just do it. It's the closest you can ever going to get.
Considering they haven't programmed sleeves into it, I'm quite impressed because now nothing's in quite like sleeves, which does help.
Well, short of putting sleeves in there, it's essentially the it's essentially real world 40k playing.
Yeah, it worked very well. I was very impressed. I've just got to get better at it. I don't get a chance to sit well. I probably could have really, really pushed it.
And Sam as well. Oh, sorry, go on. Continue.
I don't get a chance to sit down on my PC that very much to sit down and play a game or even look at doing something on them. That's really so. Getting down to even look at how to set up a table was even a bit of a chore, which was why I'm quite glad you was able to do it.
Yeah, once you figured it out, it doesn't take long. It's just about getting it.
You've just got to figure it out first.
Yeah, just got to figure it out. It's really not that difficult once you've got the hang of it. And now I've got I've got like 3 tables ready, so that if people want to play a game, I can just load one of them up and just start playing.
Well, that's not bad, especially if you're offering for challenges.
Yes, which is what I wanted to mention, particularly to Dom and Sam, as I know you're in my Discord. You might have seen a notification if you do download Tabletop Simulator and you want to give me a game. We can do so on Tabletop Simulator. I will either live stream it or get it recorded so I can edit it into 1-turn episodes or more turns per episode if it's a relatively short game. And if you win, the difference in victory points divided by 2, you'll get a Synscape credit.
Was just give it them all. Don't divide it by 2.
Yeah, so in theory, if you win a perfect game and you get 100 points and I get 0, that's £50 Synscape credit in your account wallet.
I'm still going to argue was just if they beat you 100 to nothing, give 100 credits because they deserve it for beating you 100 for nothing.
100 nothing is I don't see how that would ever be possible.
Exactly. So give the 100 if they ever managed it. Seeing as it's the 1 in a trillion, is like, look, you're gonna have to get first turn and take my home objective off me and hold it to even stand a chance.
I'm not holding anything like that at the moment, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Sisters, well,
yeah, to
maybe.
get a full 100 point objective, you would have to be able to at least be able to take your home objective off you on the first turn.
Yeah.
So you can't score any points at all.
Well, it depends on the mission, because some of the missions you can't claim your home objective is primary. It's just based on the secondary.
True, but you won't necessarily know what some of the missions are, so you would need that ability.
Yeah. There was in my local hobby store, I think it was, someone went to a tournament and they played almost a perfect game, but it was a draw. It was a 98-98 draw.
How the fuck did you do that? Oh, both scored
I
perfect
have no
objectives.
idea. Both players were just really apparently both players were extremely aggressive in their play style and managed to score almost everything except 2 victory points. I don't know how. It must have been like every objective must have changed hands in every person's turn, because that's
Yeah, I don't see
I have no idea how they managed to do that.
Yeah, no, because somebody's losing too much of their army for the other person to be able to do it. But actually, that's the point of having the third person on a tabletop simulator table, is so that they can make it more spectator friendly, rather than
and maybe it being edited as an episode as opposed to just being a live stream might be the better way to go on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely so. Melted weapons. Oh, the one with melted weapons didn't get voted for it. Only one person voted for it, so I'm not doing that one. And as soon as it came down to a draw, I'm doing the one that my son chose, because he didn't get to have a vote because he couldn't vote on the voting thing, and neither could I because it's my own voting thing. So, as soon as it needed a deciding vote, I counted my son's vote, and it turned out that this one won. I need to catch.
Because you didn't want to pay white.
Well, I wouldn't have been paying white. Well, actually, yes, I would have on the shoulder pads. I would have been going for ivory. But I would have been going for ivory, not white. So it's not too bad. I'm going to have to come back and see. Some of these paints are not dry faster. To quote, I need one of MS Paint's dry faster, you bastard machines. Definitely one of them. They're a bit loud. They're a bit nice.
MS Paint's dry
bucket with a head.
Faster.
You know, an MS Paint dry faster, you bastard machine.
What's that?
It's MS a bucket with it. MS Paint is a YouTuber.
Oh, right. Yeah. I've met him before, yeah.
And they have they had a machine called a dry faster, you bastard machine. And that machine was essentially a bucket with a hairdryer. Duct tapes. So the hot air blew into it. I could do something similar to that right now, because I need to dry, you sons of. I need to get in there with silvers and browns and other things, and it's not dry.
But you can always pin something else while you're waiting for it.
True, I could, but was that dried yet? That blue shoulder pads dried, but you could do the second coat, so I need to give that a second coat anyway. So while I'm waiting for that bit to dry, let's second coat that one.
So yes, Sam, you say you might not win, but you've got nothing to lose. If you lose, it's not like I'm going to take money off you.
Not if you're using free credit. If you're using free credit, that's awesome. Anything that's one is definitely a bonus.
Yeah, so you don't lose anything for trying, but it's just a bit of fun mostly. Just another way for me to give to the community, kind of.
Oh, and that's the other thing, Sam. If you want, don't have to use your sisters. When I played Sinscape, they played templates. And next game, I believe you wish to use Town, is it?
I'm going to use Town next time, yeah.
Yeah, so you can build other armies if you wish.
You don't have to stick with the models you have, although I do.
Yeah, that's something.
Do stick with the models I physically have, so I can play that same army list another time. But if you want to make
just
an army list from a different army, you can.
Just for the disclaimer, the game that we played, we both own all those models, every single one. They're all in boxes under there, for in most part for mine. But if you want, there you go. There's the flavors that Cinescape used. So we definitely, there's a physical model. We could have put that on the table should we have wished to.
Well, I did.
Exactly. For any legal reasons, if anyone watching out in the future, we own those bloody models that we used.
Oh, right, okay. I don't think anyone's going to worry about that.
Look, nobody thought they'd ever have to worry about something they tweeted 77 years ago on the internet. But they did. I can't remember the names of these people, but I know it has happened. So you can never be too careful. People have been pulled for things that they have said in the past on the internet. So, yeah, cover your ass. Has this fucking dried yet?
What have you added to it? Contrast paints?
No, I've had a contrast paint and I've just done any shoulder pads, so I've got to do silvers and reds and then look into the small detail. Because obviously,
what are you waiting for to dry? Because if it's contrast paint, then it's going to take a while.
It is contrast paints. It's to see if I need to apply more in certain areas or not. And because it's a Phobos guy, he's got lots of stuff scattered in and around his contrasty area. So I've got to wait for that to dry before I can get in, and I'll bring up see if I can get it on the camera a bit better, because you can see he's got pockets and other more tactical things.
I've seen the model. Yeah.
I know this is for people who haven't seen the model.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking. I forget that we've got other people listening in.
Yes, we've got people watching us. So there are other things that I've got to do. So I know I see a little bit. There's going to be a bloody little bit of red for his little purity. Why did he use wax seals to put things on a bloody armor before they go into war? I still don't know to this day, but they do. And for some reason, he's got a little bone thing dangling down there by his crotch. No idea what that's for, but he's still got it. So I'm going to have to paint it. And then this is the skull that I'm going to have to go back in and go over. And then this little, so I'm going to put a little bit more time into this one than do a standard model, but that's because that's what you do for hero and champions and captains and stuff. You put in a little bit more work just to make them look a little bit better. If you can.
It's the reason for the purity seals on the button next to his button.
Yeah, I know. Well, that means that you've got to pull out the micro-tip bloody brushes sometimes. Oh, for God's sake, I'm getting too old and my eyes are getting too knackered for this. I'm glad I started now and not 10 years in the future. So I doubt I'll be able to do.
That's not the model's fault that you're getting too old and senile.
It's not the senile, it's the eyes. It's the eyes. Although they're not as bad as I'm making them out to be, obviously. I still think you can get away with painting the WizKids style size models.
Yeah.
So I can't be doing that bad. But I think when it comes to doing that, no, I'm going to have to use the magnifying glasses. So that's not going to be fun. Although I might even make that the next stream. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't even have a magnifying glass. I never want to get to the point where I have to use them.
Magnifying glasses, not glass. This is the headband with a pair of...
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, like the lights that have the magnifying glass built into them and stuff like that. Or the actual glasses that you can wear.
Yeah,
I don't want to
wear in my head.
Don't want to use them if I can avoid it.
Some models you will have to.
I've not had to at the moment so far, but thankfully.
That one you would have to.
I don't know. I've got loads of tiny models like that to do for a commission right now.
Really?
Yeah, I've got these little mice to do for
No,
commission.
to paint her belt, I'm going to have to use magnifying glass.
Oh, for
Paint
you,
her,
yeah, I can understand that. I mean, like, for me,
to paint
thankfully, I don't
her
need to.
dagger
But
as well, and
yeah,
particularly the line around her boot, because there is a line around her boot. I can see it, but to paint it, I would have to use a magnifying glass to make sure I'm getting the brush
yeah,
correctly. It's more the brush scaling
yeah,
that I'd be
totally
worried
understand.
about than the being able to see it.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Because I know it sounds odd, but brush scaling and when it comes to something that small is ridiculous. What you think is a really, really, really fine brush compared to an actually small model is ginormous. It is
Yeah,
ginormous. You're
to put it into context, if anyone wants to see it, the tiniest brush that I've got. So this is a normal brush.
uh, where's my note? That's the problem with my smallest brush. I can't always find it.
That's a normal brush. That is called the Psycho brush. It's literally called the Psycho.
What actual size is it? It
It
will
doesn't
have a
say.
size.
It's called War Game of the Psycho from Army
So is
Hitler.
it like? So is it like that? Not 4.
It's absolutely minuscule.
No, that's a not 4. You can get a.
I don't know. There's no numbers on. There's no numbers on these.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, for a comparison, that's it on my
Yeah,
thumbnail. It
yeah,
is ridiculously
yeah. It's
small.
probably about the same size, maybe.
And that once I get it next to a model of that size, all of a sudden becomes like this,
Yeah,
and
it does.
it's just daft. Anyway, back to what I was supposed to be painting in the first place, which is silver bits. Silver bit. Now that some of the paint is dried, and possibly dried on the brush as well, so I might have to give this a wash in a second, just to clean it out.
I had a game the other day against Imperial Knights using my towel. Tabled him on 3 turns.
Was he still using Index or was he using Codex?
What do you mean?
Oh, you said Imperial Knights, didn't you? I was thinking.
Yeah, Imperial Knights.
Oh, doesn't surprise me. You probably got what, 3-4 units? They can all be seen from everywhere on the table.
He had 3 of the massive knights. You know, the 400.
Right, so you've got 3 of the things that can be seen pretty much anywhere on the table. And
not necessarily because area terrain still blocks line of sight, regardless how big the model is.
All right, okay. So they can hide behind a few things. But
yeah, you can hide. You can hide behind a tiny 3-inch wall if that wall is classed as area terrain ruins.
Bullshit. True line of sight's always better.
In that case, I agree with you. But as the rules are, you cannot see through a patch of area terrain if the model on the other side of it is not within that area terrain.
I'm sorry. If I'm stood up against a chain link fence like that, you're gonna see me. I don't give a crap if it is area terrain. And if one of those night things is stood in my garden, you're seeing it. I don't care if he's stood behind the fence or not.
The only special rule that towering models get is if they are normally you have to, if you're in a piece of terrain, you have to be wholly within it to be able to shoot out of it on the other side. A towering model only has to have part of its
faction.
base in
Right.
in
Okay.
it. It doesn't have to wholly be in it. But in that case, then the target can
It
shoot it
can
in
be
as
seen.
well.
Yeah, it's the double-edged sword. Once you can be shot, once you can shoot, you can be shot at.
In most cases, but there is a situation where it doesn't work the same way either way. That is, if you're not a towering model and you're half in a piece of area terrain, you can't shoot out of it, but anyone shooting in can still see you.
Oh, so in which case that's a real bad thing. You don't want to be doing that. Good evening, Hedvig. Oh, late one for you this one. Are you doing all right? I know why you're here. You can't sleep, so you've come to listen to me twaddle on because you fall asleep to it. Fair enough. Enjoy your sleep. Have a good night.
But yeah, he had
So
3 of the big knights. And
when I
6
saw Knights come out, I was never
armatures.
convinced. See, armatures were better. Yeah, they look better, but I was never 100%. Yeah, I was never 100% convinced with the Knights as a faction. We already had access. Why don't you just give us access to Titans? Why don't you just put the Titans in? That's pretty much all.
Well, Knights and Titans are thematically a completely different entity. Knights and Titans aren't the same thing.
Thank you,
Titans have their own legion, and Knights have their own legion.
What was that last question? Should I get a Pokemon DLC? Because I'm not sure. If you're getting the enjoyment out of the game, then yes. If you don't like the games and you don't get the enjoyment out of it, and you've not been playing them, you're playing other games instead because you got bored of it, then don't bother unless you really, really, get it if you really, really enjoyed it, and it'll be worth it to get the play hours. If not, then don't. Well, that's just my opinion, and well, my opinion is worth the same as everybody else's. Chat diddly shit. So there you go.
Your opinion certainly is.
As I say, yes, it's an opinion. it's an opinion. That is all it is. Mine's an opinion. Yours is an opinion, and everyone else has got an opinion as well. Funny enough, we've all got.
Is she on about Tabletop Simulator or something?
No,
Pokemon
DLC. No, I'm assuming Scarlet and Violet, the current ones on the Switch.
Right, okay.
I'm going to assume that those are the ones that she means, which will be, is it Teal Mask that was first? And then I think there's something disc, Indigo Disc is going to be next for the 2 DLCs for it.
If you're asking me, I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, I've still not completely finished the DLC for Sword and Shield, so I still need to do quite a lot of that to get some of the legendaries. I completely missed the Mew raid availability on Scarlet and Violet, for the Mewtwo raid for Scarlet and Violet, so I haven't got the Mightiest Mew or Mewtwo. I'm quite gutted about that. I have the Pokemon anyway, but I wanted those ones because they were perfect IVs and EVs and incredibly strong. And it sucks that I didn't manage to get them. But oh well. And I've not been on it for a while, so I've not bothered buying the Teal Mask and Thingy DLC. I've not played it for bloody ages.
Didn't know you were into Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I was lucky enough. I was what? When Pokemon came out, I was about 12, 13-ish, I think.
Yeah,
so
I remember
it was on the Game Boy.
That as well.
It was on the Game Boy, and it was ideal for me and my friends to be playing and collecting and connecting and trading very right. And so I've been into it since it was released in Europe.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because I was as well actually. I had like a full deck, and I can't remember what I did with the deck.
No, I did this. I didn't bother with the cards. I obviously the cards came a little bit after the games. The games became popular first, and then the CCG came along later. I didn't play the CCG. I found Magic the Gathering by that point.
I'm pretty sure I was first introduced to Pokemon with the card game. I think.
So was Yellow already out by the time you were playing?
I think so.
If it was, then yes, you were technically a late comer because we didn't have the choice of Yellow. Otherwise, everyone would have just bought Yellow. We had a choice of Red or Blue, and that was it. Nobody knew about Yellow.
I'm pretty sure I had Red. So I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I still had it, actually. I still have my Game Boy somewhere.
I think I've still got my copy of Blue somewhere. It might be up on eBay by now. Which, for some reason, hasn't sold. An original copy of Pokemon Blue.
Is it in its original casing and mint condition?
It's not in its original casing. No, it is in decent condition.
That's probably why then people aren't going to buy it. The only people who will be collectors, and they're only going to want it if it's in mint condition. I mean, obviously there will be someone out there who'll buy it eventually, but that kind of thing is usually a collector thing.
But with the very nature of the cartridges themselves and how they're done, they will be needed for chips and repairs eventually anyway. So even if it's even if it ends up being a defunct cartridge, eventually, providing the medium is warranted and continues to be sought after, even that would become needed and wanted.
To a degree, certainly.
Well, how much are the parts worth for a Ford Model T1?
Well, not a clue. But I assume it's going to be a lot more than any game cartridge will ever be.
It's going to be much more than any brand new part on the market as well, because the parts are no longer made.
Yeah.
And with it being, as you said, collectors as they are, as we are, like certain things. So as much as they're not practical on the board, I've still got all my old stuff because, well, I'm a collector. That's what this part of this hobby is collecting. Even though it's not valuable on the board anymore, it's still valuable as the part of the collection. So I've still got all my old tactical marines and all the what is now classified as mini marine and classic marine, because there is even a scaling difference between them slightly, especially if you're looking up through the Terminators.
If you get the original Space Marine from the very first Rogue Trader box, it's going to be considerably smaller than.
Oh, ridiculously so. Which is, and I've not even got. I'm only going back as far as 3rd edition for some of mine, and just with the way that they're the box like that, right close, basically a plug and play marine. All you did was plug his bolter on, and that was it. Plug him into his base, and you could go. To the later ones, which was still same scale but slightly bigger. I haven't got a plug and play marine to hand to be able to demonstrate it. Let me have a look. If it's going to be anywhere, it'll be in this one down here.
I certainly don't. I strictly only have Primaris.
Oh, there we go. There's a plug and play marine. Essentially, you just plug the bolter onto him.
Yeah, it's ridiculously small.
Right, and then there is a librarian from the Dark Imperium box set.
Not sure.
Whichever one came as Dark Angels and Chaos. It was that box set where you got Terminators.
It sounds about right because Dark Imperium then. So you're probably right.
And even if you look at the size comparison there, and I'm trying not to take the base into account, the librarian is still bigger than him. And then obviously you get the primary subscaling, which makes it even bigger. So as a collector, there is a point of still having I've just got to find his little bolter in here somewhere. Don't get me lost in here because then I end up finding stuff like him. He's tiny with his heavy flamer.
Yeah, and you should be painting. I think you're going to get bitch slapped again.
Yes,
at some point.
I know. I'm going to be shouted at in a minute. I'm actually looking for.
You get distracted too easy.
I do, but I'm also looking for a certain colour, which is there. Right, see, at least we're having relevant conversation. The models themselves, as I'm waiting for this model to dry, I've gone through a bit of the history of these models. See, I'm having models and musings, not just sit here and watch them swap paint. Thank you very much, Dumpstar. Because they've come along so much.
They have.
The models for Games Workshop, they've got better over
Although
the years.
in some situations they've gone back downhill, like those stupid Desolation Marines.
I don't mind them as much as people keep whinging. I know they look a
stupid.
bit. I know they look a bit like fucking t-shirt throwers, but yeah, it's 40,000 years into the future. We don't know what and it's a space marine that's firing it, for Christ's sakes.
I know, but you're still the aesthetics has to be important.
recoil. We're looking at it like you can't fire that. The recoil off it. It's a space marine that's firing it.
Oh no, I agree with you on that. For the science behind it, it makes perfect sense that they'd be able to hold the rocket launch within one hand. I get it, but the aesthetics should still be the number one important factor in how a model is designed. Because if it doesn't look right, if it looks silly, which they do, then, well, it looks silly. The law behind it doesn't make a difference. Like, on every bolt gun in the history of the game, where the bolt comes out of the empty casing comes out of the bolt gun makes absolutely no sense whatsoever from a scientific point of view. What's that?
If Major Kill came in, he's more than welcome to come up and click the link.
Oh, yeah. I've seen his videos a couple of times. He's more than welcome in. I wouldn't mind having that chat with him.
Yeah, he sounds like a fun guy. I don't mean he's a mushroom.
But yeah, bolt guns scientifically do not make any sense, but they make them how they look like because aesthetically they look good. I'm all for the Desolation Marines existing, but I think the rocket launchers should not have been designed the way they were.
Shoulder mount. Shoulder mounted would have been better, but they are what they are.
Exactly.
So if you want to use them, use them.
Yeah.
I just intend to put my Devastator squads on tactical rocks because my Devastator squads generally carry missile launchers anyway. And there you go. I can feel them as either.
You certainly can.
But tactical rocks, slightly bigger bases, and all of a sudden I've got a Desolation squad. It's awesome.
Dumb. Imagine what Earth would look like in 38,000 years. It wouldn't be here.
Dark. That's what I imagine it would look like from my perspective.
Yeah, because we'd all be dead.
My eyeballs. Yeah. Good evening, Dad. Good evening.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Dan, welcome.
So yeah, I think it would be dark from my perspective. In 38,000 years, I really couldn't get what the planet looks like. Unless for some reason I was to contract a disease that and the ability to be a perpetual became true, and for some reason I contracted god awful disease because God knows I don't want to be around forever. Then I hope it's nicer than what it is now. But yeah, seeing as it's been infected by humans, I don't see much luck for this planet, to be quite honest.
God, yeah. Humanity was the worst thing to happen to humanity.
To the planet, humanity was the first. Yeah. Actually, no.
Humanity was the worst thing to happen to humanity.
Yes, yeah, because it's his own worst bloody enemies. There's so much potential, so much worth, so much greatness that could be there, and what do? We argue and bitch and complain, and Well, my name it is actually. I'll put it up so you can actually, and if you get the reference, then it wouldn't be too surprising if it was a perpetual.
Lazy the Perpetual.
Yes. Obviously, it's Lazy Mini Painting is the channel name. I'm Lazarus, the Lazy Mini Painter. That's where the
Right,
difference
Lazarus.
comes
Yeah,
in.
the Lazarus Project. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay.
therefore, Lazarus to be a perpetual wouldn't be necessarily an unthinkable thing, would it?
Yeah, I forget that you used to call yourself Lazarus.
I still do. Still call myself Lazarus on here. Hello, see, hello. It's the name, just there, see, just below. And my name is also Lazarus on Steam as well, I believe. As well as it was
Yeah,
on
it is.
Instagram until I
It
changed
is, yeah.
it first. Until I changed it for the channel, it was also Lazarus on Instagram as well.
Yeah, Dom. Now you make
So
me want to play Queen on in the background, but I think we'll get. I think
yeah,
we'll end
we will get
up
copyright
getting Lazarus'
strikes.
channel done for.
Copyright strike. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Well, actually, I'm not monetized, so I don't know. But I think, yeah, if we was to be using it, and yeah, they wouldn't like it. I've seen channels get booted, and I'm aware of channels getting shut and closed immediately, and had not been able to stream for X period of time because of strikes for music.
Not just music, but strikes for ridiculous things as well.
No, not the Lazarus Pit. You're thinking Batman. I'm thinking biblical.
Yeah. Biblical Lazarus, yeah.
Yeah. Don't. I'm not thinking Ra's al Ghul, although it's kind of where they got the idea from themselves. But I'm thinking Bible Lazarus, not Ra's al Ghul, Lazarus Pit Lazarus, because that's weird as hell as well. Although very good animated film, if anyone's not seen it and is into DC and was particularly disappointed with what they've done so far with the DC stuff, go check out the animated stuff. Under the Red Hood's a good one to watch, particularly for a kickstart into a small cinematic universe, because they've rebooted it again since then. And it's a nice little film and a nice little set of Batman films that go along with it. That I'm not going to spoil the story, but end up with a few of the characters joining, and a few of the older characters getting their newer having their newer identities. Don't want to do too many spoilers. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And I don't want to spoil it. But they're a very, very good set of films to watch. Yeah, Under the Red Hood. Probably a good starting point for that one.
I don't mind DC, but I don't get excited over it anymore.
I don't. If I see the words live action, it's a big pass, regardless of whether it's DC or Marvel. I don't care which one it is. No, you're all right. I might give it a watch, but I'm not expecting anything great.
To be fair, the latest Flash film was decent.
No, it wasn't. It was Flashpoint, and they fucked it up.
Well, I don't know anything about the Flash's history in DC.
Right, exactly. Watch
the movie, and I appreciated it for what it was.
Right. Watch the animated Flashpoint, and then tell me that the Flash film was good.
I never said good. I said decent.
Okay. Watch Flashpoint, and then tell me it was decent. Watch Flashpoint and tell me that that film was anything other than a pile of driveling crap. The animated one is just like, oh, so this is what it should have been. Thank you so much, Warner Brothers Animation.
I believe you anyway, because DC
is so much better.
DC have not done a very good job in the last few years.
Yes, and
The only
nothing.
good thing
I
I
agree with you there, Sam.
can think of I liked was the remake of Justice League.
Nope. See, even that screwed it up. What the hell are they doing? What the hell were they doing?
I'm on about the remake, ignoring the first part. I'm on about when they redid it and brought it out how
Oh, the Schneider
Snyder
Cut.
wanted it to be. That was good film. I enjoyed that.
It was better.
For what it was.
It was better. I'll give it that. Although I agree with Sam. Mark Hamill is not only the best animated Joker. Mark Hamill's the best Joker, and I don't care what you can say about. Oh, but Heath Ledger was such a, and you've got to give. He got an Oscar because he died. Boy was dead, so they give him the Oscar for it. It's like, damn, last performance. It was a good one as well. Yeah, let's give one Oscar.
No, they didn't just get it because of that. It was a
I
good
said it was a
performance.
good one. I said it was a good one. I didn't say it wasn't.
Yeah, but
I said it was a good.
but
I
he
said
didn't get the Oscar just
I said
because
it
he
was a
died.
good performance. It's like, yeah, dang, it was like he's you know, we'll give him. He's the only chance he's ever going to get one, and it was a good performance. Yeah, go on.
I need to rewatch the Mark Hamill one because I can't remember it.
Which one?
Film is that from?
Well, Mark Hamill's the animated Joker.
Oh, right, okay, then that's why I don't recognise it then.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's the animated Joker, and he's brilliant at it.
In my opinion, in the live-action films with Joker,
By no means a bad Joker, he's Ledger, but yeah.
Heath Ledger is the best one of them. But
I
have heard
I like
the argument about the animated one with Mark Hamill. I've heard about that, so I believe that.
the Suicide Squad version.
The first Suicide Squad, I didn't like as much.
Our first Suicide Squad
The
was.
second one.
I've not seen the second one. Isn't that one got John Cena in it?
I don't remember, but the second one was good. I enjoyed it. I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah,
I remember
right.
watching them both.
In
I
that
can't remember
case,
which one I liked.
In that case, you didn't enjoy it. Otherwise,
No, my
the ones
memory
I
is terrible.
wouldn't be into it.
My memory is
In that
terrible
case,
when
you
it
didn't
comes
enjoy. If you would have enjoyed
films.
it, you would have remembered you enjoyed it. Whether you remember the name of the, I can't remember what is in it. I remember I enjoyed it though, but you don't remember even if you enjoyed it properly. So yeah, you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, okay, I can go with that. I remember I did enjoy certain scenes in it, but I don't remember much more of it. That scene
Now,
with
how's he coming on?
Harley Quinn dancing and the flower art on the screen as she was killing the enemies. I thought that was pretty much a piece of artwork. That was very clever.
So I'm wondering, is that the second one or is that Birds of Prey?
No, it was one of the Justice League. It was one of the Suicide Squad films.
So it's the second one.
She was
Because I don't
fighting
remember that
it.
in the first one with lots of flowery stuff happening.
As she was playing,
I don't remember that
it's
in
like
the first.
a love music that was playing, and it was slowed down a bit, and there was like almost like flowers and love hearts and stuff coming on the screen as she was killing everyone. I thought that was quite clever. Maybe Sam would remember what I'm talking about, but I thought that was very clever.
I've blanked the first Suicide Squad from my memory, so God knows what could have happened in that film. I just know it was shit because I don't want to watch it again. So my memory's good like that. It's kind to me like that sometimes. It's my memory. He's gone, do you want to know something, mate? That was so shit. You're not going to remember that. And the only thing you're going to remember is you don't want to remember that. And that's going to keep you safe. It's like, cheers. So yeah, I don't remember the first one because it was that shit. I've not seen the second one, so I can't comment. And yes, Jared Leto did not have the presence that Joker should have. Not in any way, shape, or form. Joker needs to have an effortless presence of menace without actually doing anything. His smile alone should make everybody in the room shut up and sit down. And Jared Leto did do that. Yeah. He naffed that role up completely. But in fairness, the most recent Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson.
That was very good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, as an early Batman of him starting out and getting all his crap together and learning how to
Because
give a kicking and take a kicking.
I saw that
It was
in the cinema. I went to see that in the cinema, and
I
I absolutely loved it. It was one of the best DC films I've seen in a long time.
Do you really think a miserable git like me is going to go to the cinema? Really?
I don't give a
shit. Yeah, I'm a going.
But no,
it was.
I absolutely loved it because it was going back to Batman's roots, where he was just a detective that could fight, and also the making him kind of like that emo kid, which is realistic, exactly what would have happened given his situation.
Alan Moore. Who's the other one?
You know,
who's the other one? It's not Alan. It's not Alan Moore. Alan Moore's the bloody idiot who wrote an absolute masterpiece. Who's the one who redid? Who's the one who did Dark Knight? Not the film, the comic, the graphic novel. Who's the one who did Dark Knight graphic novel?
I do not know names.
Is it Frank Miller?
Oh, Frank Miller. Frank Miller's Marvel, isn't he?
They write for both. They write for all of them. Was it?
I recognise Frank Miller from Marvel. But Marvel's where my kind of like my knowledge lies.
Right. We can type things. Dark Knight graphic novel. Yeah, Frank Miller.
Okay, cool.
That's what essentially they've been took back to, because before that, Batman was the Adam West Batman. It was that before Frank Miller turned him into the Dark Knight, and he's the one who made him become what he's more commonly known as now for his Batman.
Well, no, the Adam West version of Batman was not how it was meant to be at all. The Adam West version of Batman was just because the people who were writing that TV show thought that a comedy would work better, so they made it into a slapstick comedy. Batman was never meant to be a slapstick comedy with kaboom and tights and looking over the top comedy and all that stuff. It was never meant to be that. It was meant to be dark and gritty.
But that's what it became because of the show. It wasn't until Frank Miller released The Dark Knight, which was much later on, that it became.
Yeah.
It became the gritty. We actually got the dark, gloomy Gotham. We got the Joker that was going around killing people, and Batman crippling and breaking people's arms and legs, but not killing.
Yeah, from that perspective, The Dark Knight was extremely good. I just can't get over the huge plot point of the first, the huge plot hole in the first Dark Knight film that scientifically always makes me cringe.
Which one?
The first Dark Knight, I think it was.
I know the film. Christian
so
Bale.
One of the things about it was that machine on the train that was going to destroy all the water using a machine that would...
the vaporizing machine.
Yeah, would vaporize everything, right? It was turned on the train, and they were heading towards the facility to vaporize all the water. How were they fighting on top of it when your body's at 90% water?
Yep. Right. Yeah, see? It's not just me. Okay, fair enough. No, similar thing. I was wondering, what they've got to go back.
But you had exactly the same. Exactly the same thought.
Yeah.
If you're fighting over a machine like that, and it's supposed to have like several miles radius, and you're fighting on top of it.
That's where the suspension of disbelief comes in. You've got to suspend your disbelief for certain things to be enjoyable.
Of course, I get that. I get that. Every time I watch that film, I think that.
It's just a you should have gone, all of you. Just it was a flawless plan, because as soon as somebody set it off, that was it. Nobody could go near it.
Yeah, exactly. And they were fighting literally on top of the train, like 6 feet away from it.
Yay! Clever us.
I'm sure they would say that if it came up in the film, they would say that Batman's armor had like a anti-dry feature in it because Batman has everything that he could possibly think. That's why it's called plot armor.
Yeah, it was
But
emitting
yeah,
an EM field that stopped it from happening.
on
So that's why
him, but it still would have happened on the other guy.
Well, no,
I can't remember who it was.
no,
It was
it's a 5-foot sphere, so the other guys that were close to him were protected as well without him wanting them to be. So that's why he had to knock them all out.
it was bigger than that though, wasn't it? I thought it was supposed to affect like
Oh no,
several
that's what
kilometers or miles.
I mean, Batman's plot armor was a 5-foot bubble. That's why the other people.
Oh right, yeah. And that is actually another reason I prefer Marvel over DC. Because nothing ever happens to Batman. Nothing. But in Marvel,
what do you mean nothing
every single superhero has. He always wins. But in Marvel,
no, he doesn't.
The heroes don't always win. In
No,
fact, some of them die. Like Spider-Man's died like 6 times.
Batman's been crippled. Batman's been like severely. I can't fight anymore. Here, Dick, take over as Batman because I can't do anything.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Me out.
Never seen that.
Bane's broke my back. I can't walk. Here, Dick, take over being Batman for me.
Yeah, but Bane would have killed him. Has Batman never been killed yet?
No, Batman. He got away with just a broken back. As far as I'd say, he may have died in alternative universes because there is.
Okay, so in Marvel, like Iron Man's died not just in the film, but in the comics he died as well.
Oh no,
Doctor Strange. You got the death of Doctor Strange whole line of comics. Then you got Spider-Man who's died like 6 times or something. That's only the legitimate Spider-Men that have died. I'm talking about. There's been a lot of deaths in Marvel. I think every character has died at least once, and I'm not including the MCU.
I'll tell you an entire just one story arc that kills off almost every Marvel character in a moment. Just responding to Sam's though. That's in the film. When he gets chucked into the pit. I don't think he gets chucked into the pit in the comics. I think he gets chucked into his mum and dad's grave and buried alive.
Again, who did you say?
Batman. When Bane breaks his back over his knee, in the film he gets thrown into a prison pit. I think in the comics he gets thrown into his mum and dad's grave and gets buried alive.
All right, okay. How does he get out of that one?
Alfred, of course.
Yeah, so again, what armor that saved him?
Yeah, Alfred. Have you not seen the even as a short on YouTube? Have you not seen the comic strips where Alfred kicks the crap out of Superman? I mean, full force headbutts him and breaks his nose. There's a bit of a civil war thing going on. One of the universities in DC. Superman's gone a bit power crazy and gone, if you don't do as you're told, I'm going to make you. And Batman's gone, no, you're not, because that's taking away people's freedom. So obviously the lines are drawn. Batman gets his hands on Superman's superhuman pill that he developed with Lex Luthor.
Right,
and he's analysing it. And while it's being analysed, Batman's getting the absolute living shit kicked out of him. And just after it does 100% analysis and sends the file off to where it needs to be, Alfred swallows the pill and kicks the shit out of Superman.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like it just runs up and it just headbutts him. Yeah, it's like
that would be cool to see on the screen.
It would. It was cool to see on the comic, in fairness. Even if it was only a YouTube showed me shot by shot. This is what went.
Alfred kicking ass.
Yeah, Alfred kicking Superman's ass. It's like, yeah, go on. What's it called? The animated series where Batman's old, but it's not the one where it's future Batman. It's one where he comes back as he just comes back as Batman because he's needed. It's a little 2-parter. It might not the Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises Part 1 and Part 2. It might be. If you get a chance to watch them, they're a fun little 2-parter as well, because it's Bruce Wayne, but like the 50 odd, 60 odd. So he's old, he's bad. He actually retired as Batman at that point. And he's forced to come back.
To be honest, after this conversation, I will probably forget this and I'll just continue the way I am watching random YouTube videos and random channels, and I will probably not watch them.
But if this is running through any smart device of yours, it is picking up the entire conversation. It's going to start putting them in your feeds. And you think I'm lying, but it happens to my missus all the time.
Probably because she sends messages to people with that in it, but it's not listening to this and recording.
Shit that I talk to her about that she has got no interest in. So basically Warhammer stuff that she's never looked at. She's never typed Warhammer stuff into her feeds at all. And then after a conversation with me about a new box set, the day later, somebody showed up in the shorts doing a song about Warhammer 40,000. And ever since that short has shown up, it has just increased. And she didn't watch. She watched it and showed it me, just because of lucky how coincidentally is. Since she's done that, it's just increased.
But yeah,
so
if you watch a video once, it's going to do that. But I don't believe it's. I think connecting dots aren't there. I do believe you.
But she's never watched any
in
other
some
ones.
Degrees. I do agree.
She's never watched any of
with you. I know for a fact that some of your data is being watched and recorded for advertising purposes. I know that 100%, but it's not capable of listening into this stream and sending. It's not going to be doing that.
Right, let's just get on the same page for it. You are aware that AI is over 40 years old and it's been around for a lot longer than we think it's been around. You are aware of that fact, are you?
Yes.
Right, okay. And you're saying they can't do what now?
They physically could do it, but they're not doing it.
Okay. What do you think of course they are? Anything that goes through a device, anything that goes through any device that they can do, whether or not somebody actually sits there and bothers to act up on it is a different matter. It's being recorded and monitored. Everything is. It's the whole point of the way the internet is set up at the moment. That's why Google will have its. That's why YouTube can have its big crackdowns if it wishes to, because it's acting under the advisement and the powers granted to it by places that it thinks can actually change it. So, to be quite honest, I've considered Rumble a few times as opposed to YouTube for that reason, because YouTube will arbitrarily pull the rug under you for something that somebody else can do and say. So it's like, no, not happy. And even just saying this, having this conversation and making this small little statement could be enough to trigger an effect in some circles.
We're on YouTube right now.
That would get to the point where
YouTube listens in. Yeah, YouTube listens in 100%. I get that. I forget that we're on YouTube right now.
Yeah, we are. Just me saying that is to a point that if just the wrong person, it only has to be one or two of the wrong type of people that have loud voices, because that's mostly what it is when it happens. It's not the fact that they're getting bombarded by 1 million people. No, they're getting bombarded by a small amount of people that are just being loud. So therefore, you end up getting your channel demonetized, banned, blocked, however, because YouTube bend the knee way too easily without due course.
I completely
completely
believe you, and I completely agree with what you're saying when it comes to YouTube. Yeah, because I watch YouTube channels that, and I'll be careful with the words I choose here, because of what we're talking about. They catch people who do things they shouldn't be doing with people of a certain age that they shouldn't be.
Yes.
There are their channel is specifically to hunt these people down, confront them, and expose them to the internet, and then cause police presence to get them arrested after speaking to them. And the amount of times YouTube has discontinued their videos for data protection, protecting that criminal, that disgusting person, is unbelievable. You know, it's not
right. The
data protection
guy's
because that
not
person's
doing it. Right, I can tell you now, the guy's not doing it for the data protection of the person, for the protection of the person that he's getting arrested. He's doing it for the protection of himself. He's doing it so he doesn't break the law. He's staying within the law and making sure that he has no comeback. Because if the person he's getting arrested has a comeback and has a way out, then the entire case can fall down. So therefore, by making sure that he's covered, by not releasing information that shouldn't be released, he's helping his own cause. That's just
this is in America. This is in American mind.
If what I've got in mind, if it's what I've got in mind, then I'm surprised they're not getting shot. But never mind. As a Sam, I actually quite like Elon. Elon's quite funny.
He's funny, but he's a complete. He's been a complete idiot when it comes to Twitter.
Yes and no. He's shown it for what it is.
Completely ruined. Yeah, but
what do you mean?
But it's not ruined. No one uses it.
Good. Twitter was a horrible thing. Twitter was one of the worst things.
But he took it over. He took it over because
the internet.
He wanted to. Yeah, I agree with you. But he took it over because he wanted to make more money out of it, and he wanted to make it better. But he's actually made it worse.
If
unless he can bring it round,
if he's made it fail to the point where it no longer has a point where it can politically ban a currently running member for a nation's ruling seat, then I'm quite glad that that platform has lost that ability.
Yeah, I agree.
Because no platform should have that ability.
I do.
And if he's fucked it up to the point where now people can no longer group together and gang bully on there so that they can ruin someone's life, then I'm all for that. If he fucks it up to the point where now a person, what they tweet is simply worth as much as what I class as a person's opinion, then I'm all for that. That is an app there where people are called Twitter, literally birds tweeting in the fucking wind with fuck all else to do and nothing to actually talk about. And that's how it should be treated. It didn't. It got.
Hopefully he can bring it back. Hopefully he can bring it back and get X to be popular and.
No, I hope somebody overtakes it and actually does it right. And then, because look, Musk's a billionaire with or without or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. He could disintegrate that company. It wouldn't really do him any harm. Let's be honest.
No.
So what happens to that company doesn't matter to him. What happens to that company regarding the world state, however, is a different matter entirely. And in Sam's statement there, that 40 billion company, barely 8 billion now, to be quite honest, 32 billion, I would quite happily pay 32 billion. If someone said it'll cost you 32 billion, but you could have Twitter wiped off the map completely within 3 years, what do you say? Well, can the kidney and my left leg cover it instead? Because Twitter was horrible. Twitter was a horrible platform. It's a disgusting platform. It wasn't. It was a great idea so people can converse freely. Just short little chats, short little ideas, short little inputs. It was a great idea, but because it got given into the hands of humanity, it got ruined, bastardized, and destroyed, and turned into something that was essentially a weapon. And it got given power that it shouldn't. Same as Facebook has power that it shouldn't. And YouTube has power that it shouldn't. And I know I'm using YouTube as a platform here, so a lot of people are going to call me a hypocrite, but I don't give two fucks. You call me whatever the hell you want. I'm using YouTube just to get my ass motivated to paint, which I'm still not doing. I'm aware of that because it's still sat there. Hello.
You're using it for your own
purposes. I've not forgot about it.
I've
just gone on a complete. I'm going on a bit of a fucking rant. They all have powers that they fucking shouldn't. And YouTube, as a platform, is there to put videos out. if you put something out that is genuinely illegal, I mean, there are things that should not be put on the internet. But for them to quash something that is allowed for somebody else, but not for another person because X, Y, Z reasons, money's backhanders and privileges, then that's wrong. And most of these companies do that. It's disgusting. It is absolutely revolting. Whereas free discourse and the ability to talk freely is very, very few and far between. You don't get it that often. There you go. I'm running over. I'm going to go back to painting now. Anything you want to say?
No, I'm fine. For the most part, I agree with you.
Well, that's the thing. As far as I'm aware, I've sat down and thought about this quite a lot. For the most part, most people will probably agree with me. You might have not 100%, but he's like, generally, yeah, because he's not a complete arse and he's not entirely wrong either. I don't agree with him on X, Y, Z things. I have this outlook on life. You have that outlook on life. Look, we're people. Nobody thinks the same. That's the great thing about us. Otherwise, everybody would be sat in there trying to just rewrite Mozart, and nobody will be sat there trying to do R&B or grunge or hit or rock and roll or sat there trying to paint or sculpt or anything else. The fact that we're so diverse is what makes us so great. The problem is most of us can't stand the fact that we're so diverse and other people's diversity because we've been turned against each other and been told they're bad. Why are they bad? They said that about you. Did they? I don't like them then. And because people are stupid. That person is intelligent. People are stupid. We have mob mentality. We work as packs. That's how we do it. If we didn't work as packs and have a mob mentality, we'd be no good in groups and won't be able to hunt very well. So we have mob mentality, and once that kicks in, we're just stupid. Well, majority.
That moment you made more sense than you've ever done.
Well, yeah, see, yeah, I thought I might do to you. Speaking, I see, lower yourself down to the common denominator level, and they understand you. Oh, I was expecting the obligatory fuck you. Oh, never mind. But yeah, there we go. A bit of a rant tonight, haven't I? I wasn't expecting that. Oh, that felt all right, actually. That was a bit of a new.
This was a decent rant and not an aggressive rant.
It doesn't need to be. All rants, by the very nature, are going to be aggressive. It's just the articulation and the person who's doing it. That's what I say. Rather than being somebody who can only communicate in monosyllabic tones and just increase his volume to when he wants to make a point, I can try and usher it through using other words and different points and try and make the full use of my vocabulary in my brain and actually think about something. The problem is I have to try and think and use my mouth at the same time, and that's where I fall the trip.
Yeah,
because my mouth doesn't.
But you've got a certain limit on your intelligence.
No, I've got to speed my mouth up to keep up with my fucking brain. It doesn't work. It takes a while. I mean, that rant was actually quite exhausting to do. It was like, wow. Kept up for a minute. I at least kept up with half of it for a minute. It was like, woo! You kept a train of thought and you kept going. Yeah, I did well. I did good. It's not very often I can hold a train of thought for more than 3 minutes. I think I managed to hold that one for at least 4. Yeah, victory. All of these are going while I'm shaking red paint to start doing as a slight wash. Green! That's how they're doing. Oh, you're doing a layer. You're doing your second layer.
Yeah, I'm doing the second layer on
the next layer up.
Skin.
So as
And
opposed
then
to
I'm
doing
gonna
it
give
in the
them
contrast method.
No, it's not for commission. I don't use
I was
contrast.
about to say. Because we actually have 4 people watching. They've got numbers up there correct, because sometimes it's not correct. Sometimes it lies to me. He says I've got no one watching, and then I know my missus is there on the phone watching.
Well, so far,
so the number.
I know for certain that Sam is watching because Is that that's the only chat? That's the only person in the chat I can see on my screen.
Yes, Sam was the last person to type, and I'm not sure if Sam fell out with me because I said I didn't like Twitter. You go, Sam. You're all right.
There you go. Still here.
It's just, and Domstar's still watching, so I'm going to throw you back up in a second.
Oh, there you go.
So
I'm on the
Domstar
second.
can watch it.
I'm on the second to last orc. Dom, second layer on the skin. I don't know if it's very clear. I mean, it's not going to look best. It's not going to look the best at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's only had one layer. But next will be a wash and then a final layer. Because I believe you said that you wanted the skin a little bit darker. Did you? I can't remember 100%. It might have been you. I do have like 3 orc commissions on at the moment. So
there you go, Domstar. Any fine tuning
you wanted it a bit darker, that's fine.
Let me know.
I think you said that you wanted the skin a little bit darker than on those pictures that you sent me. If not, then I can just go straight on to the next highlight from this.
Well, I don't know if you wish to wait for the response, so I'll just move on anyway.
Well, I've got another model to do the next layer for anyway, so.
Oh, of course, I'll wait till you've done that one, and then hopefully.
There will be.
Do you want darker orcs or do you want brighter orcs? Right now, using that contrast, that's worked out all right as a wash on there, but I think I'm still going to have to do a mix of Wild Rider for the next stage to highlight up the red. If I wanted to start pushing it that far with the Phobos.
All right, okay, so the orcs are a bit darker and the goblins are a bit more yellowy. Okay.
There you go.
That's okay. Then I will do a very light wash on the goblins and mix a ever so slightly yellowy green highlight. And then the dark ones, I'll just do a dark shade, some maybe Drakenhof Nightshade. It's slightly blue. That might work.
I want a red lens on that one.
Red guns always look really good on a model.
What red lenses?
No, the way you've done the bolt gun casing, all red.
Yeah.
That always makes it look good.
Yeah, I must admit that's one of the few things that I'll talk from the coders. Like, but bolt guns are red. It doesn't seem to matter what army, whoever's using them. Bolt guns are always red.
Not always. Some armies have them black, but Black Templars have them red, and I like doing that. But the Salamanders, their bolt guns are black. Dark Angels, the black. Maybe not. Maybe they're red as well. I can't remember. But most armies are black, but I do prefer them when they're red.
Yeah, I'm for red. It was easy. It was easy for my eliminators because they've all got flamers attached to them, and sometimes want bolters.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know what you're like. You're completely anal when it comes to everything's got to be right and in the correct color and in the correct place. And librarians are blue and apothecaries are white and chaplains are black. And how dare you think about changing the color otherwise?
Yes, exactly. No, I did one of my earlier commissions doing this. I did Lamenters, so they were the yellow ones.
Oh yeah, but they've got checkers.
They got checkers, but they also I didn't know I did a lot of research before even painting them to look and see what kind of structure they have. Did they have the normal red-white helmet system for the sergeants? Did they have different coloured rims? But in the end, all they have, all companies of Lamenters are exactly the same, except for their company colour is on their left knee pad, and that's it. So I did a lot of research into figuring that out and making sure that each squad that I painted for that commission had the correct coloured knee pad. I'm obsessed with doing it. It probably adds an extra 20% to the time it takes me to do a commission, but
Yeah, but it's correct. And
yeah, it's
it
correct.
is that.
Of course, if a customer doesn't want that, if they want something done differently, then I'll do it differently. But it
Oh
secretly
yeah,
annoys me.
I'd be a pain in the ass for you.
Oh,
You
you wouldn't be, because I refuse to do what you want me to do. If you wanted me to paint your librarian or apothecary, it's coming in blue or white.
See, I told you I'd be a complete nightmare for you. Although I have still not chosen how I'm going to define company upon company. That is a good thing you've just made me think about. How am I going to define company and company?
Yeah, there's different ways you can do it. So you could change the colour of the shoulder pad rim depending on the company, and there's usually a specific colour coding system for each company in most the Starday's armies. You could use a different colour on the left shoulder, the knee pad, usually the left one. You can do some sort of leg design or whatever, but that would probably be a bit too. You probably would want to do what I'm thinking of there, but like just a flat colour on the knee pad representing a different company is a good one because it's nice, quick, and easy. And then you can put a number on it, so like make it red and then put a number 2 on it or something.
No, I'm thinking of something that's not necessarily going to be easy, but should be quick, and it's literally the number but a different color. So on the knee pad, on the left knee pad, so on there, you would literally have on the small section there, put the small glasses and get my small thingy and put a Roman numeral I. And ding, 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 ding. Just match it all up for first company and then second, third, fourth, fifth, and change the colour each time.
Yeah, but remember that number normally represents the squad within a company.
Yeah, I could use.
It usually goes from what?
I could put the squad number as a larger number on the same pad.
Or you could
small.
You could have the number as the squad in the company, and then the colour of that number represents the company. So,
or I could do that.
The first company.
So squad number
could
1
be gold. First company could be gold. So you'd put numbers 1 through to 10 in gold to represent them. Second company would be red. You know, you could do that. That might work nicely.
How happy would I be with that? Where's a model when I need one? Where's a tester? Where's the tester when I need one?
You don't tell me you haven't got loads of models right in front of you. Your desk is a mess.
I have, but it's the right type of model to test. Well, I've got to strip you down anyway. Okay. Where's that brush gone that I can never find because it's too bloody small? Hello, little tiny brush.
And remember, you don't have to have all models in your army that you field the same company or anything like that. You can mix and match them, like I did with the Lamenters. In fact, it makes more thematic sense that it would be mixed, because they would never just send one whole company to fight and that's it.
No, they usually
mix and match determine on the situation.
Different demi companies depending on who you're
exactly.
to. Right, so let's just for argument's sake, let's try this. Now I'm going to try it without my magnifying glasses. So bear with me. I'm going to try and actually do a Roman numeral 10 on his knee.
Well, that should be easy. It's an X.
On a curved surface.
It'd be easy.
Says the person who gets paid to do this shit.
To be fair, I use transfers. I would rather go out and buy a load of transfers with Roman numerals on them, paint them all, just so I could have them all uniform and the same.
No, I'd rather try and make sure my skill was sufficient enough to say that, yeah, I painted that. Rather than,
You could even just do lines. You could kind
I
of
printed that.
go like the Dark Angels way, and just like first company would just be a red diagonal line. Second company would be a cross with a bone in one quadrant, something like that. But then it probably look too Dark Angels like.
Yeah, no, that's boring.
Or if you really wanted to, you could freehand fire.
Well,
So it's Salamander's successor.
No, fuck that. Although, depending how this goes, I might reconsider. This is essentially one of the colours you use for fire, so.
I did it for my Salamanders, and it actually looks pretty good. Putting fire on there. Leg greaves.
Don't ask me why I chose Wild Rider to do it with, rather than standard blood. Balta blood red.
But I think if you want to do something simple and replicatable, whatever that word is, then a number with a colour determining which company it's from is probably your best bet. JV is on as well, apparently.
That means he's live, but I'm also live at the moment, so I don't think I'll be going on his panel. I need to fill in the cross at the top a bit more, maybe, but.
Oh yeah, when you freehand something, you should always clean around the edges with the old colour to make it neat. It usually takes a few passes.
So I've just got to do a bit of washing on the lieutenant and a bit of cleaning up. Done. So while I'm just waiting for a couple of things to dry on it, I'll give this a test and then see how it goes. Shit.
Made a mistake.
Yeah, very, very slight slip of the brush. So
It's okay, just go around it with the black.
No, that's what I did it with the black.
But go back over it with red. You'll find when you freehand, you'll do that quite often. Both red, black, to get it perfect.
Well, as soon as this is just a test to see if I think I've actually progressed enough to where I could. At one point, I would have never even have attempted this. It was just a straight no.
No, that's
You've
good.
got to tell something freehand is like no.
I mean, that's good.
Now,
I mean, you are doing an X, which is fairly decent. And if you're doing Roman numerals, how are you going to fit 8 on there? That's what you need to think about.
Yeah, no, that's what it's like. So that X is what I know. Yeah, as you know, X is just way too big.
So if you're doing 8, it's going to have to be much smaller. If you want it all uniform, your X is going to have to be a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just use transfers and put a 10 on there. But I know you said that you don't like using transfers as much.
It's not that I don't like using transfers, it's just that freehand is yet another skill that if you're going to be a mini painter, you really want to try and get under your belt.
It is. Certainly.
So give it a go. Try it. You're never going to get it anywhere if you don't try it and practice it. So while I was waiting for this to dry before I give it the other little washes, I thought I'd give it a go.
Cool.
Right, so I need the other brown wash again for this pouch. And this pouch, because of the variance of white that's on them, they look slightly different. Exactly, Sam. You never know until you try.
Absolutely true. And I always
And
try to encourage people to improve on their painting.
no,
Which kind of seems counterintuitive for someone who
like,
gets hired to paint, but I genuinely would rather teach someone how to paint themselves than paint all of their models.
I don't know. It depends how much they were paying me.
Yeah, with me, it's more than that. Like, I don't like painting lots of models. To be honest, I would rather just do single miniatures as commissions all the time. But
That would be nicer.
it certainly would be, and it's more interesting. And when it gets to the point where my business is making me enough money that I don't have to worry about commissions, that is exactly what I'm going to do. But I'm only going to take on single miniature commissions unless it's something I would like to do. But it's not going to be for a while before that happens. So
No, you have to build up a bit.
Yeah.
Although he's starting out, at least, and he's starting reasonably well.
Yeah.
He's
Sam,
increasing in
yeah.
volume.
Sam, with you buying tickets every week, I'm never going to go out of business.
The reason I don't win your competitions is because I forget to do that part.
Yeah, you need to start. I've got Lego this week.
You got Lego.
Yep. I thought I'd try
What the
moving on. Have a second category of prizes. I've got Lego Star Wars. You can win one of the helmets. Lego Star Wars helmet, or £60 cash.
That's it. Oh no, actually, I do like a bit of Lego. But
Yep, Lego's popular.
I've got
and also you can
huge
one of my
box of it upstairs.
One of my comps as well is a full gaming board worth of terrain from TT Combat, which is all like wooden.
Oh, I'm aware of TT Combat. TT Combat is awesome.
Yeah,
in fact,
it is.
And oh shit, completely wrong color. Anyone who's watching now or anyone who has been watching, I do have a wish list, and in there is some TT Combat stuff. It is cheap
Well,
as shit, but you get a lot of it.
99p. They go 99p. You can get £70 worth of TT Combat terrain if you want to enter it.
And just for a reference, for about £30, I believe it is.
They're between
see if I can find.
£10 to £30.
Yeah, this one specifically is £30.
Is it the big set that includes?
It's the Ark Stronghold.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking of doing that one as well at some point. The Orc Stronghold does look really cool, but I wanted to do a generic comp for my first one for TT Combat. If it goes well, then I'm thinking of doing the Orc one in a couple of weeks, maybe.
There we go. Let's go into that one. And that's the Ark Stronghold itself. It's like 3 letters, some barricadey stuff. We laid out quite a lot of as a full
layout. There's some other Orc stuff as well. Yeah, it's good.
And it's all archified for you. It's a nice little.
There's other Orc
subset
terrain as well. Have you seen them? Like you got mech workshops and stuff like that.
Well, you can do all sorts. You've got the labyrinth for it.
Nah, the ones I'm thinking of look even more orcish than them.
Yeah,
like they're literally being built from the ground up by orcs.
This is just me looking on Amazon for it.
Yeah. Might not be on Amazon.
If you actually go to the TT Combat place, yes, they do have more available.
Yeah.
They do have a lot more available.
They do.
Right, so let's have a look at this lieutenant now. He should be dry, because I think I'm mostly done with him. Pouch is all done.
How do you feel about doing the X?
Well, where did I put them? I moved them off somewhere.
All right.
I'm gonna put them somewhere.
Different model. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, I weren't trying them in. No. I tried it on essentially when I was trying for a zenithal spray on some of the other 4x guys, and I messed up the mixture and the consistency, and it went on wrong. So I tried it on one of them, knowing that I'm going to have to strip it back down anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try it on something that's like almost ready to be painted. But like, no, fuck, I'm not that stupid. In fact, I can't even remember where I've put the model that I tried on. I've put him down somewhere and he's gone missing. Oh, there he is.
Chat.
The X isn't.
This is what dementia looks like.
Not yet, it isn't. This is what early signs of dementia looks like. Overall, not too bad.
Cool.
He needs a bit of touching up. Definitely needs a bit of touching up. I do not believe it's going to work as easily as I want it to. Because nothing ever bloody does when it comes to painting these things. This is more annoying than accidentally gluing yourself to your model.
But when you said that sounds like you do it on a daily basis.
I don't do it on a daily basis because I generally batch everything if I do it. So, like when I got that box set off you, I literally sat down and went through the box set, build it out, and then base.
And how many times did you glue yourself to a model on that? Even though you shouldn't really glue yourself to a model.
None, because I was using plastic glue.
Okay.
But if I'm ever using super glue,
that's what I was wondering.
If I'm using super glue,
I know some people use super glue for plastic.
What? Why? You don't use super glue for plastic. Use plastic glue for plastic. It bonds it into a solid piece of plastic.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember who it was that said that, but when they said that, I was like, "What?"
No. You only use super glue if it is wood or metal that's involved, and you're gluing plastic to it or metal to it, or well, I suppose if you're doing wood, you can use PVA.
Or you're pinning it.
Oh, you what? Doing what?
Pinning.
Oh, you're pinning, yes.
When you're pinning a
model.
model.
You can break it off easier. Super glue breaks much easier than, which is strange. Super glue breaks easier than the plastic glue. Even the super strong friggin' Gorilla Glue or Gorilla Thin Super Glue breaks a lot easier than I was expecting it to, especially once I used since I've used the expanding stuff as well.
Yeah, but remember that stuff is not designed on plastic or on miniatures and stuff like that. It's more designed for like DIY stuff, which is better suited for.
Well, I use the expanding Gorilla Glue to fix my kitchen drawer. Essentially, a big chunk of it had come out.
All right.
And I because I don't own the house, I wasn't buying a new kitchen set. And apparently neither was the owner at the time. And I needed to fix it because it was my cutlery drawer, literally running around it, had sharp knives in it. Needed a drawer front on it. So I clamped a sheet of MDF onto one side and filled the hole with expanding Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, cool.
And that thing lasted about 3 years of daily usage, multiple times before it went again.
I'll see you, Dom.
See you
I'll send
later,
you some pics after the stream of what I've done so far in the stream.
Thank you for coming and joining and having a chat with us. And hello, Joking Joker. Good evening. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah, welcome. I believe you signed up to my Discord as well.
Excellent. So, yes, probably seeing me twisting away with Wildman in there. earlier today. Yes, I'm just as much of a sarcastic and moaning, miserable old git in the Discord as I am in real life and on YouTube. Don't worry. What you see is the same thing you will get everywhere else. Miserable old git.
Yeah, Laz is a WYSIWYG.
Yeah. I'm going to sort of miserable old git for Halloween. It's great. I've already got the costume. Ta-da! Yes, I do it. It's the same costume every year. It's great. I love going as a miserable old git because I don't have to spend any money. I don't have to do anything. It's just easy. Kids still have to do it though, and it's Halloween. Oh, it's coming up to Halloween soon as well, isn't it? I remember last Halloween. It chucked down, and we were soaking wet from head to toe, and it was horrible.
Did you have to go out and do trick or treating with kids?
Yeah. Of course I did. And that's what I mean. I got absolutely saturated and soaked. However, my youngest, in fairness to him, somebody left just a bucket of sweets on the step for our kids to just come up and take them as they wished. And as part of this selection was a full bag of Haribos, which I think they meant to open up and empty into it, but I forgot. My son clocked this and just picked up the full bag of Haribos and shoved them into his thingy and went.
Well, that's the person's fault for putting it like that.
I know, but the fact that he's managed, that entire bag had managed to survive that long, because we weren't the first person to go there. Because
I think most people would be like, "Oh, I don't know if I should open that or not," and then your kid just comes along and nicks it. It's typical for one of your kids.
I always tell him to take one thing and only one thing. So he
did. So he took one thing. The book.
You can actually see him. He looked at it and he worked out of all the things that's there, that's the best one to take. So he took it. I do tell him, to be fair, only take one thing. If you're gonna go into it, you take one thing and then it's done. We'll go on to the next one.
I'm sure you and your family aren't Scousers.
No, we're not Scousers. We're not Scousers, but I did grow up on a council estate, so.
Well, that makes sense.
It kind of, yeah. That mentality is something that you don't really lose very quickly. If you do lose it very quickly, you find you generally don't survive much longer.
Yeah.
Especially. So, yeah, you keep those instincts. Okay, Mr. Lieutenant seems to be done. Oh, well. Done for the initial stage of Army stage.
And I'm almost finished doing that one highlight of the 5 minute model I started today.
I put 2 hours into him. I've managed to do some of the detailing on him. So he's got his knife pouches, which have all been nicely. Why won't this camera? I will have to take pictures of this, which will probably look awful once I do it through camera, and put them on Instagram.
Ironically, it looks like you've had a lot more progress than me. All my models look pretty much the same as you did when we started.
That's because I've gone from that essentially black and white monochrome and added, and I've added color and colors to this. Oh, that's actually, before I finish, I've not finished. There is one thing I need to do, and I forgot to do it, and I specifically got this color out to do this. And it's a bloody 2 lenses, and I just caught them. There they go. So the 2 green lenses on the bottom one. I forgot to do them. Talking, you see. Distraction. And so that little lens up there can be green as well, because I didn't spot that little lens earlier when I was doing the red one. And that'll finish him off for stage 1. Now, stage 1 is essentially a 3-color minimum. Get it on the table, classified as a painted army. Stage 2 is go back and I'm going to highlight and bring up all these things, but I'll do that once I've got all my models done at stage 1. Problem is, I keep bloody adding to them, and that's the problem.
You're never going to get to stage 2.
Right? Yeah. Since I started this and just started the plan, I've added 2 copies of the 9th edition launch box, 1 copy of the 10th edition launch box, 1 of the old combat patrols, which was all the Phobos stuff with the impulsor, and that's just Space Marines. I've also added the Tyranids, a crap load of Auric and Stormcast stuff. I'm never going to use, probably, unless I'm doing D&D and someone wants to use it for that. I mean, I've got chariots. I've got a chariot up here that has barely been touched. The other one looks a lot better. The other one's
You've had that for
getting somewhere.
a month.
I have. That's still sat on my PC, and so's that one. See, that one sat up there as well. So that was much further along than that one. But yeah, I've had them for ages. But they've been put on the back burner because I got all the stuff and I need to get my Space Marines finished. Otherwise, I can't get more Space Marines. And if I don't get Tyranids finished, I can't get more Tyranids. I think it's Tyranids I want this year. Yeah, I think it's Tyranids I want this year. This Christmas, as opposed to.
You got the new codex?
No.
Have you read any of the new rules for it?
Yeah. There's enough YouTube video channels on there. I've gone through rule after page and gone through everything. So I've seen it all.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, okay, so I want the Gene Stealers, I want the non-emissary, I want the Termagants because I've got Harmagants, or Harmagants because I've got Termagants. And there's a few other things in there that I want as well. But because I've got the Brain Hive Tyrant, which is the Neuro Tyrant, I've got the Psychophage, it makes sense to kind of push more down the psychic route. I would like some Zoanthropes, but no, I'm paying that much for them. Good evening. Welcome back, Kirsty. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm not paying that much for Zoanthropes.
If I did Tyranids, I would go down the psychic and combat route, not the shooting route, because I think, as I've mentioned before, Tyranids with guns look stupid.
Yeah, having a couple of little grunt units, so like for instance, having those is not a bad thing because they can just sit on an objective. Having them,
I still don't like the look of them.
They're not.
I think they look ridiculous.
They do look. Nah.
Carrying
they'll pass
a gun that's meant to be part of their body. I get the theme, but I don't like it.
Same with.
So I'd rather have the. That's not too bad. That still looks a bit more natural instead of being like a gun that it's carrying. But no, I still would prefer the combat ones.
Yeah, I'll be going down a much more combat orientated route. Very short range. So,
although unfortunately, Tyranids at the moment are actually more a shooting army than a combat army with the way they've been designed. They're more effective at shooting army than they are combat.
Psychic shooting, barrage, and God knows what else. Yeah.
Well, yeah, those bad gaunts, the ones that you showed me, that said don't look too bad. They're pretty strong. Then you got that big pirate. You got that big heavy support guy that has a ridiculous 2d6 shotgun or whatever it is, and decimate Marines. That's really powerful. Can't remember what it is now.
Yeah,
but I fought it a couple of times, and it's been quite scary.
Is the new centerpiece model?
I can't remember, but I know it's a big model and it's got like a massive. I don't think it's one of the. No, it's definitely not one of the newer release models. It already had a model beforehand.
It's probably
but it was just a big. No, it wasn't. It wasn't like a HQ. It was kind of like just a big Tyranid with a massive cannon.
Oh, Biowars.
It was holding it, not
Pyro
like I don't know.
Tyranny of Guard.
No, this was big.
Could have just been can effects because they can hold big, huge venom cannons and bio cannons and all sorts.
Didn't look like a can effects.
The-
Actually, not to be fair, it probably was a tyrant. It was kind of more tyrant shaped than it was a can effect shaped. But it had a massive gun on it, which could cause a lot of hits and wounds and stuff like that. And it was quite scary facing its back to Baz.
Yeah, because they're essentially space marine killers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I ended up having to
Partially
get
the reason-
myself in combat and not win combat to stop him from being able to shoot me. That was my
Ooh,
tactic.
Dirty tactic. Dirty tactic.
Yeah, nobody tried falling back. And I threw my stratagem to stop him from falling back. It was not too happy because his whole army couldn't shoot.
Nope. Well, most mine. He's probably the most useless thing in mine at the moment I can think of. Mainly because I've got nothing for him to go with, which is why I partially won that set. Because you get Gene Stealers and you can go with Gene Stealers. And I don't mind doing it.
Is that the only reason why he's useless to you? Or is his rules okay or whatever?
Pretty much he's not got. Yeah, he lacks anything on his own. He needs something like a Space Marine commander. Yeah, he's all right. A Space Marine captain. Yeah, he's not too bad. You can give him.
Well, yeah, all characters now need a unit to go with them. But
yeah, same with him.
What is his special rules?
Stealth, I believe, and
Does he give the unit stealth?
Yes, I think so. No, either that or his precision hits in close combat.
That's not too bad.
Something like It's not bad, and yeah, in Gene Steals it's okay, but
I mean, like precision, you can give a model precision anyway with a stratagem point, so it's not a huge thing.
It just means I don't have to waste. So, essentially, he's gonna be a missile. He's gonna throw it. There you go. Deal with him while the rest of it catch up.
Yeah,
because he can just zoom ahead. Him, the Leapers, and the Gene Stealers, just launch them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
assuming you get first turn, that might work, but
no, yeah. Regardless whether they get first turn or not, I'm just going. That's their purpose. Is what run at you and give them a target to shoot at. Why? Because I don't want to shoot the other things.
Unfortunately,
don't shoot you. You got
Leapers get killed very easy though.
Yes, but you've got to take the guns to do it, which means you're not shooting the little ship that are taking the objectives as much.
Yeah, that's true.
You're killing the Leapers. Because if you don't kill the Leapers, they can actually, if they get to you, they can do some damage. And they can annoy you.
They can. Although I will
so you got to kill them.
Say before you put too much into that, I killed a unit of 3 Leapers with just an intercessor squad.
Yeah, exactly. So
they're not hard to kill. Not at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. Nope. I'd be buggered, but they cost 70 points. I don't care. Bomb Ryan's Leapers. Go. You guardsmen, as far as I'm concerned. Get out there. Become meat.
Yeah.
Same with that Tyranny Prime. Go run at him. Become one with us again by when we dissolve you after we've won.
Yeah.
Just go run forward and take up, basically block bullets for these little guys, so these little guys can take this objective. Do that.
Yeah.
And you big guy, you run at them as well, because you might survive. But run at them anyway. Why? Because you can't do anything.
Von Ryan's can deep strike, right?
Von Ryan's can leap.
Deep strike. They can deep strike.
No, they can infiltrate.
Okay, well, I would put them in strategic reserves then. And just bring them in on turn 2 using rapid ingress, hiding them behind a piece of terrain. Because use rapid ingress, you know exactly where you place your models that you can't be shot at. So you just put them behind a bit of terrain. And then in your turn, they get a full move and they charge.
The only way you can do that is if the other person's got strategic reserves. And they bring them on turn 2. Because rapid ingress is a reactive move for your opponent.
No, it isn't. It's not. Rapid ingress is what I used against you with my
Yes, but I thought I thought you did it when I brought my Terminators.
No, I did it after you did that. But all rapid ingress is you do it at the end of the opponent's movement phase, and you can bring a unit from strategic reserves onto the board following the normal rules.
Right.
And the reason it's very good. The reason it's very good is because as long as the terrain is in your favour, you can bring them on, hiding them behind terrain. It's done at the end of the opponent's shooting movement phase. So as long as you place them correctly, nothing can shoot at them, giving them complete immunity. And then in your turn, they essentially can have a full move and charge, which they wouldn't normally be able to do under normal strategic reserve rules.
Yeah. Well, obviously that's why you're paying CB to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Is to bring them in out of phase, so it gives you an advantage. That's the whole point. Yeah. I get
of course, it's a worthless gambit if you can't bring them in behind a piece of terrain and protect them. Otherwise, you put them in front of something that is not going to kill them, But with online Ryan Leapers, that's unlikely. If the unit of 5 intercessors can deal with them, you want to put them behind a bit of terrain so they're immune. But I think that's what I would do with them, so you get their normal move, because I imagine they're fast.
8-inch move on Ryan's Leapers.
Yeah, so 8-inch move, and then you charge.
No, it's quite obviously opponent may overwatch, but they're not overwatching elsewhere. Possible. I could do with 3 more just to boost up the unit.
Yeah, but I mean, Overwatch is a lot weaker than normal line of shooting, and you are protecting them from the normal line of shooting. So I would take that risk, but don't put them near flamers.
No, don't put them anywhere near bloody flamers.
No, and don't put them near a unit of Tau Fire Warriors because they get the Overwatch.
Just don't put them near Tau. Full stop.
No, Tau are not too. In turn 2, Tau are not too bad with the Overwatch. It's just Fire Warriors, the basic strike squad. You do not want to let them get Overwatch because they can hit on wars in Overwatch.
So they don't alternate shoot at you as well now.
What do you mean?
I remember they used to do that.
What do you mean?
Do you not remember that rule? See, this is me remembering all the rules, and you remember 7th edition. If you were to charge a unit of Fire Warriors, and there was other units of Fire Warriors or other Tau units within 6 inches of that unit, every motherfucker got to turn around and shoot you. Everyone.
No, you can't do that. It's nothing like that. You still just activate 1 unit of Overwatch, but Tau Fire Warriors can hit on 4s instead of 6s, and if they have a cadre Fireblade, they all get an extra shot. So essentially, Fire Warriors, that's 3 shots each.
3 shots. 3 shots hitting on 4+. Well, hitting on 4+ is good. 103 is full armor save. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good for an Overwatch.
That's not bad for an Overwatch. It's almost as good as Flamers. Although, I've got to say, Sam, they look pretty cool, but I've got to agree with you. Warsuits and Celestine are the only way I can foresee winning, because Sisters of Battle, they've got 3+ save, being toughness 3 is just way. You can't do it. No. You can't try and feel like a Space Marine army with a toughness 3 model. It doesn't work. You can't. It's just stacked imbalancedly.
You say that. You just disappeared. You say that, but as a Tau player, I've played against Marine players and charged them and won.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've seen
Tau is
Tau
supposed to be the weakest in combat, and I've won in combat.
I've seen Tau blow up a Lehman Russ in combat. I've seen a Lehman Russ charge. I've seen a Lehman Russ charge Tau and get blown up. It was funny.
Yeah.
7th edition
It does sound funny.
grenades. 7th edition EMP grenades. And
EMP grenades. I always forget about them. They still exist, but they're now like a ranged weapon. They're now a ranged weapon on the Pathfinders, I think, and it's 18-inch range, and it's like anti-vehicle 3+ or something like that with devastating wounds. So it's pretty good. I might
this was
be wrong with that stat, but it's something like that.
this was back when you had armor facings and penetrating wings and things like that.
Oh, I remember that. I kind of like
Right.
that. I do actually wish the vehicles were back to armor facings.
In melee with the EMP grenades, you roll a d6. On a 1, it does nothing. On a 2 to 5, it does a glancing hit. On a 6, it does a penetrating hit.
Yeah, I remember.
He took,
And then you rolled your dice to see what kind of it did, like weapon destroyed and immobilized and stuff. Yeah, I always like them.
Yeah.
Them rules. I would
he charged you
agree with you on that
10
point.
fire
But I do like
warriors.
the old rules for that.
He got at least 4 6s. So he got 4 penetrating wounds, and it just went kaboom. It was just like, how did you? What? This is Tau in close combat. He said, yeah, but it was a tank, and I EMP'd you. So, oh, right, okay. What, we're doing that again? I said, no, you won't. Very silly, man. Very, very silly.
Yeah.
Very, very, very. Okay. I'm going to call this evening at the 2-hour mark now, because we just crossed the 2-hour mark.
2 hours. It only feels like half an hour.
I know it does. But I've got appointments tomorrow. I've got one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Which sucks.
You've just got no endurance. No endurance at all.
So I'll give you the kids to take care of, and you tell me what endurance is. We'll have that discussion afterwards. But yeah, I've got 2 appointments tomorrow as well, so that's not going to help. So I've got to make sure I'm for one of them, because I can't afford to miss it, and then the other one, can't afford to miss that because that's the dentist. Got to go to that one. Well, I don't hate the dentist. Just I want to sit in that chair. I might fall asleep. Any snip.
Oh, I hate the dentist.
Never mind. I don't hate the dentist. I just wish they'd hurry up, because I get bored. I am bored sat in that chair. It's like, hurry up. Speed up. But anyway, yeah, nobody wants to hear whinge about the dentist. So thank you very much for joining us tonight, Sam and Dom, and Kirsty's still here, and Buzzard and Joey, and
Dan was here at one point.
Dan was here at one point, and other people have come in, and I've forgotten what they are. So that's what we'll talk a little bit earlier. So it's kicking in a little bit now as well, which is fun. But thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. And next week, I'm not sure what we're doing, but I might do a WizKids model as opposed to a Games Workshop model, because there's more than Games Workshop out there, people. Remember, it's not just Games Workshop. There are other model creators, there are other games to play. So I might do a WizKids model next week. Which one I am not sure about, because I do have a couple. I have one that needs finishing. I have one that needs starting. And I've got a couple of others as well. So yeah, we'll have a look at that one. And I will see you all next week. Thank you very much for joining us. Anything you want to say before we go?
Not really. Just see you.
Fair enough.
Around. Sam, Dan, especially. See you in my Discord. Thank you for coming. See you around.
Norris, thank you very much, everybody, and drive safe. See you next week.